Hello.
And welcome to Film Bastards.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome to episode I completely forgot it was me hosting, 544 of Film Bastards. I am your host, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by...
Becky Foster, hello everybody.
And...
If you didn't literally call out that you'd forgotten it, no, I genuinely wouldn't have noticed. So, you played yourself. Ian Lauren, hello.
I did, yeah. I was like, why didn't Ian say anything? Oh, wait a minute, because it's me.
There was nary a beat before you
really
went
a
in there,
delay.
bud.
I know, that's because I'm a pro, a real fucking pro.
I mean,
We're just gonna go through what have we got. So we've not got Horizon, and we've not got Kinds of Kindness because they're really long films, and we all struggle to get to them.
I'll be absolutely honest. I could have got to it on Sunday, but I got apocalyptically drunk on Saturday. Started talking to a non-film watching friend about how they need to see Your Vice is a locked room and only I have the key for some fucking reason. I could not even tell you why. And then Lottie had to stop me walking into the wall by our house. So
That's a good night.
yeah, no, I did real. I had 8 Negronis.
Right. So, fuck it. I'm going for this mild tangent already.
Yes.
We're already in. Right. So I'd never had a Negroni, right, when we were on holiday, had I?
no.
Right, but they were like a big deal drink, weren't they? People were wearing T-shirts with them on. There was like art prints done of them, so they were a big deal drink, weren't they? And so we went to the cocktail bar that was our hotel, didn't we? Which we'd not actually been to before.
No.
A lot of them did cocktails, the bars at the hotel, but there was a specific one that did cocktails, wasn't there?
Yes, there was,
And,
yeah. Which we've never been to before, have we?
No. And so I ordered a Negroni, didn't I? Because I thought, never had one. Want to try it? Want to try out the hot fucking drink of 2 years ago was. And then literally proceeded to take one big old mouthful of it and then make a horrified face and go, holy shit, what is that? I think Bex had made it wrong. Bex tried it and just went, that's really nice, that. That's what they're supposed to taste like. It's like, why does it taste like it hates me? It just seems like I just do not get on with cocktails. They were
No, not really. What would you say is your favourite cocktail?
favourite cocktail. I have no idea.
Okay.
What is everyone's favourite? What's your favourite cocktail, Bex?
I like an old fashioned.
Yeah.
I feel like you had you were thinking of an answer then, Bex. Like the way you said that. What's your favourite cocktail?
Well, no, because I was trying to think I just wanted it to be something really girly.
You like Long Island iced tea as well.
Oh, I fucking love a Long Island iced tea. The quickest, most efficient way to get absolutely fucking on your arse drunk.
Those what you were drinking when we went to see Halloween?
I think you did actually have a Long Island iced tea.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might have had 7 or 8.
What's your favourite cocktail, Ian?
I mean, to be honest, I'm quite partial to a Negroni. Donna wouldn't want me to say that, though. I don't think I'm ever allowed to drink him again in front of her. So
I think it's just me. I think I just don't get along with cocktails. Yeah.
I really want you to say like a woo woo or a fucking
I don't know what any of that is.
June bug or a Sex on the Beach or something.
Yeah.
Really girly.
I don't mind a banana daiquiri. I think it's underrated.
What about an apple teeny?
No, didn't care for it.
No.
Didn't care for it.
What about a martini?
Don't count that as a cocktail.
It is.
My
though.
brain. It might be, but I don't count it as a cocktail. My brain. That's just a drink.
It's not.
It is. It's like saying fruit punch is a cocktail.
And a martini has to be mixed and assembled.
Still don't count as a cocktail. So what have we got this week? We do have A Quiet Place Day 1. Yep. And see, it's another film where I don't actually know the title and keep getting
you've
it
been
wrong.
calling it -1 all
Yeah,
week,
because
haven't
I couldn't remember the title. Like when I went to see Bad Boys and couldn't remember that it was called Bad Boys Ride or Die and thought it was called Bad Boys Forever. Or Bad Boys for Life, sorry.
Wasn't that the previous one?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
Was it? Oh, they
For life, yeah.
done gone fucked themselves on that one, didn't they? A Family Affair, the latest Zac Efron Netflix offering. And we're going to chat The Exorcism, the latest Russell Crowe in an Exorcist movie offering.
Reinvigorating the genre.
Just single fucking handedly. What a fucking guy. We'll also have the usual sort of what we've been watching and bits like that. Trailers, there's quite a few there. Yeah. So let's get this thing a rolling. Listen to our friend shows. Chinchilla Fifth Punter, Rewatch Project, Entertainment Landfill, and other shows that are out there. Please go listen to them. So yeah. So Ian, we're going to jump straight to trailers, aren't we? Fuck it.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Let's fucking go. What trailer have you been watching?
So there was a very short, almost like TV spot that came out for Longlegs today, which comes out next week. I am very, very, very excited about Longlegs.
Looks fucking great, doesn't it?
You are as well, aren't you, Bex?
There's
Nick Cage in a Silence of the Lambs looking fucking horror movie with Michael Monroe in it. Yeah. You fucking idiot. You just
And
don't want to
it-
watch it because you don't like the name.
Yeah, the name's bothering me.
But I mean, like, we haven't seen what Cage looks like yet.
No.
And, you know, I think that's going to be something.
That one picture of, like, where he's got the hands over his face and, like, the eye seems to be coming through the hand, though, is good.
Oh, yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
fact that the voice is doing is, what if I had a cold?
It's a fair point.
So what's in the TV spot? Because we watched the trailer. We've watched 2 trailers for it, haven't we?
It's basically stuff that's in the trailer, but less of it.
Nice. Yeah, it looks good. What is it that Osgood Perkins has done? Because I recognise the name, but I can't pick.
Oh, that's quite a long title. It's on Netflix. Oh, fucking... What is it? It's like You're Not Alone in the House or something, I want to say. I need to... Yeah,
Because
that's
I am
gonna
the
bother
pretty
me.
thing that lives
That was
by
it.
the window or some shit, isn't it?
It's that, yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Is it something else he's done as well?
I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House.
That's it. Gretel and Hansel,
No, is that the
February.
February, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Of course it is.
Is that the Emma Roberts?
Because it's got Emma Roberts in it.
It's true, yep. I'm quite liking that, actually.
And he also played Dorky David in Legally Blonde.
Fair.
So he's Anthony Perkins' son, isn't he?
He is, yes.
Yeah. Looking forward to Longlegs. Yeah.
What else have we got? What else have we got going on?
Hang on, so Osgood Perkins was the father of Anthony Perkins, and Oz Perkins, also called Osgood, is the son of Anthony Perkins.
Yes.
So it's an Osgood Perkins, Anthony Perkins sandwich.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Sorry.
Good. What else have we got? So I know there's been stuff. I mean, there's a biggie. Oh God, yeah. Okay, Jackpot.
Yep.
New Paul Feig Amazon Prime movie.
Yep. All in.
It could be fun. I wish it was called its original title, Grand Theft Lotto. That's a better title.
That is a better title.
And you know, John Cena and Aquafina could be funny together.
I said to you, didn't I, when we watched it, the comedy duo we didn't know we needed.
Yeah, I don't know. The look of it bothered me. It looks very, very streaming content.
I have faith in Paul Feig. Because I agree with him on that, but I do have faith in Paul Feig in that Paul Feig doing fun action is fun.
It's a fair comment.
You know, I think if you slapped, let's say, Spy rather than that being a cinema film. If you just slapped like an Amazon Prime thing on that, I think you'd have gone, ooh, that does look a bit Amazon Prime, mate. But it's a fucking great movie.
Yeah.
Okay, we've also Mel Gibson's new directorial effort, Flight Risk.
Yep. A movie they are desperate to not have Mel Gibson's name anywhere near, but just the movies that he's made. It's weird.
And, I mean, the reveal of anything film-related this year, when Wahlberg takes his hat off.
Yeah. It's just... I don't get why, but I like the idea. It's just... I mean, it looks like it's going to be a one location.
Yeah.
3 actors, mostly, kind of like crime movie, kind of like survival movie. I'm up for it. If that movie is anything above an enjoyable 6.5 out of 10, I think it will be a fucking miracle.
It doesn't feel like that long ago that Mel Gibson was getting awards attention for Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah.
And now he's doing Flight Risk.
The thing is, I saw the poster for Flight Risk before I saw the trailer. And honestly, I saw the poster for it, and it was like, new Matt Wahlberg movie. And I looked at the poster and was like... And it said, from the director of Braveheart, Apocalypto, and Hacksaw Ridge, and I thought, wait a minute, you mean Mel Gibson? But yeah, it's weird that Mark Wahlberg has got two, like, always seems to have like 2 movies coming out very close to each other.
Wow, what else he got?
He's got that new Netflix one with Halle Berry.
Oh, The Union.
Yeah. Which I did
Didn't
watch.
bother watching the trailer for that.
I watched the trailer for it. Genuinely, I cannot remember anything about it.
Sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, look, Flight Risk, I can't say I enjoy Mel Gibson the man, but he does know how to direct a movie.
He sadly does not really direct a movie, yeah.
Yeah, and this could be, or I mean, the trailer makes it seem like it's not going to be good, but it could be good.
Yeah.
I actually think the trailer looks alright. I just wish I could swap out both Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Dockery. Because I don't like either of them as actors.
Oh, is that Michelle Dockery? I didn't
Yeah.
even twig. Right.
Michelle Dockery.
She's like a Wish version of Jennifer Connelly. Somehow.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Oh dear. Poor Michelle Dockery.
I'd rather it just be Jennifer Connelly. I mean, that could be said of most scenarios, but, you know.
No, she wouldn't be caught dead in this, though.
No, I know.
No.
I really don't like her as a screen presence. I hated her in fuck my life. What's it called? Boy Kills World.
Actually, I quite like to win that.
Thought she was shit.
I think she's really good, isn't it?
And she's in that what's it one as well, isn't it? What's his face? Cockney movies.
Gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the best thing in it.
It's
a good movie.
You know, she's not too bad in that, but anything else I've seen her in, she's painful.
I always quite like her.
Okay, you enjoy them.
Yeah.
New Mark Wahlberg with his weird giant head, like how do they make? Have they just tried to fit all his hair unrestricted underneath that bald cap, and that's why it looks so big?
I reckon he did it himself.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon he just went. I reckon he, just a few hours before, I think like an hour before, he was just there. He just went, I've got a really good idea. I'm going to surprise everybody, and he just put like the bald cap on himself. He just stuck it down. I was like, yeah, that's good.
I bet you're right, though.
The thing is, I find Mark Wahlberg a funny screen presence. So it's hard to watch him in things where he's not funny now, because for some reason, his general look of the way that he looks at things is funny.
Yeah, Yeah.
Which is
He
why
doesn't,
he's
he doesn't work in not comedy movies anymore.
not now he's been in comedy. He can't not do comedy because I associate him with unintentionally being funny. Like he's not a funny guy in general, but he in comedy for some reason it works.
I mean, I haven't been able to take him seriously since that fucking skit, SNL skit. Was it SNL?
Yeah.
What, Mark Wahlberg talks to animals?
Hey, donkey!
Yeah.
Can't even look at him. Oh, okay.
Trap. Just the more I see about this, the more I'm just like, can we just watch it so I don't have to see more? Because the more I see makes me want to watch it more and not want to watch it more at the same time. It like I think I said to you after that latest Journey of X that it looks like a really good genre pick that is somehow stuck in a promo video for a pop star.
Yeah.
I just... not an original thought. This it was. I was listening to another podcast the other day, and they were saying like the guy was saying like, I enjoy the marketing for. I enjoy the marketing and looking forward to M Night Shyamalan films more than I enjoy M Night Shyamalan films.
Yeah,
and I think he's nailed it there.
He has, yeah. I think I've said to someone before that I always really enjoy the trailers, and he gets me, and then I sit down and get half through the film and go, he fucking got me again, didn't he, the prick. I've already paid for it. He's done his bit. You fucking Roger Corman type bastard.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's a good trailer, and I like that it's kind of explaining like what's happening is revealed. What the fuck is the rest of that film actually going to be about?
Yeah,
and I like the way it is. He's got to get out of that situation, and you're going to be following him, but he's the fucking bad guy. Yes. I think that's a cool idea.
It's a cool idea, the fact that we go into it knowing he's the bad guy as well.
I would be looking forward to this film 1,000,000 times more if it didn't have the Nepo baby element going for it.
Even if that fucking title card at the end of each of these trailers where it's like featuring original songs by blah performing as blah,
yeah,
and it like fuck off, like let's not.
Even if it was
man.
Salika Shyamalan instead of just Salika, you're not fucking Cher. Fuck off.
Yeah. It wouldn't even be as bad as if it was somebody else. Like it would still be a little bit. It's a bit weird, this. But if it was just like somebody else they were trying to push,
yeah,
like it was SZA, because now I've heard of her.
Please don't show your age quite so badly.
I'm fine with not knowing who SZA is. I'm quite happy with it.
I still have no fucking clue who she is.
No.
But yeah, it just seems like a shameless year of Shyamalan trying to get his kids out there.
Yeah.
Because you've got what the fuck was it called?
Watchers.
The Watched.
The Watched.
Yeah.
Depends where you are, but yeah.
And it just seems a bit like, and the fact that it's like, original songs by, and then the one that's at the tail end of the trailer before this one, it's just a Katy fucking Perry song. It just is. The music is exactly the same. And it makes me angry every time I watch it because then I get that Katy Perry song stuck in my head.
So did we all watch the trailer for Brando Stone in the New World?
No.
I think this looks really good.
It doesn't, Becky.
I think it does.
Becky, you can like the idea of Donald Glover's thighs.
Thick thighs. Short.
But admit that this looks like a movie that would have been like everyone would have been excited about 5 years ago. But it's almost a bit like, mate, you've missed the boat.
I think it looks really good.
It does not.
I don't care that you don't like it. I think it looks fun. So, whatever.
If that movie is more than 82 minutes long, it is a crime against cinema.
Alright. You made me sit through a Family Affair, so you can just shut the hell up.
I watch it, but I'm just saying that it does look good.
I would like to clarify on that comment as well. I fucking point blank refused to watch a Family Affair. And then this morning, Mark tricked me because he was supposed to get up before I woke up and watch it, and then he didn't. and then we had to watch it for the podcast because I was awake. I had to watch it as well. I could have just gone upstairs. I was real tempted to say to you, babe, when we get back from the cinema, I'm going to go on my elliptical. You can watch the end of that piece of shit. But
Anyway, we're not at that film yet, are we? So hold your roll.
Tricked me.
What else have we got going on? What other trailers have we got?
I think I've only got one other. Biggie.
What's the biggie? I'm struggling to work out what the biggie is.
Because we haven't recorded in a while, so... I do have Elizabeth Banks' new one, Skincare. I thought it was going to be some sort of horror movie about like cosmetics melting faces or something, but it's not. It looks like some sort of based on a true story thing about a skincare mogul or some shit.
Yeah, it
looks boring, is what it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like the sort of thing that I will kind of enjoy.
Yeah, we've got a few more. Did you watch the one for Afraid, Ian?
No, that literally just came out in the last hour or so, I think. So I haven't got to that yet.
It's very AI is bad.
It's not even that it's AI is bad. It's just that AI is going to become so obsessed with you.
Yeah.
It's like that. I wouldn't mind.
It reminded me while we were watching it. I was like, what was that one with that weird boy with the weird face that had like an AI that got obsessed? And I was like, what are you on about? It's like, that weird guy, funny looking guy. You mean Jexy, don't you? Yes, I do mean Jexy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't mind if some of these new Bunny's podcast drink if you're playing bingo. If there's some of these new AI ones, if the AI was just a dick, but it isn't. It's like whoever's written them is like AI's become so obsessed with us that it's going to want to just take such good care of us that it ends up destroying us. It's like, or maybe it's just going to go, fuck these guys.
Blow them up.
I'm going to fuck with them.
What else we got? 1992.
1992, yeah.
I think that was really good.
Sorry.
I thought that was a TV show, so never mind.
It's a. Do you know what? Actually, yeah, it's the first movie from Death Row Pictures, which of course is a offshoot of Death Row Records, which Snoop Dogg bought from Serge Knight, who's in prison, and yeah, so now they've made a film, but this does look like one of that wave of films that you got in the late 80s to sort of mid 90s, where it was, they were films very much aimed at a black audience that told not necessarily, black stories, but just were like, do you know what, we're gonna feature, the New Jack City and Menace to Society, Trespass. There's a number of them that were out there. Boys in the Hood. It was a new kind of wave of cinema that kind of existed around there.
Yeah.
It does have vibes of that. And it's funny that a lot of films that are getting released now that have vibes of that have got Scott Eastwood in them.
I just like the fact that it feels like a movie that is directly being marketed at fucking grown-up people.
Yeah, it does look like that. It wasn't a dripping with hip hop soundtrack.
No. It just.
It felt like an early 90s movie rather than a mid 90s movie.
Yeah, it did. Did you, Mark, watch the trailer for My Old Ass?
No.
So, Aubrey Plaza takes mushrooms and then goes back in time.
I don't know, I didn't watch it.
Or her younger self comes forward in time. Or something along those lines. I was kind of half watching it, but it looks fun. It kind of looks like, what was that other one that we watched recently where she was like traversing the end of the world with her inner child?
Yeah.
Vibes of that.
How it ends.
Yeah, that was good.
Alright, yeah, before we get on to the biggie.
Let's tackle the uncanny valley in the room.
Yeah, here.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right.
No, thank you.
I need to get some off my chest a little bit with this one.
Go on.
I think it's a really interesting idea, right? Having it just literally this single perspective of that's it. There's no camera shifting around. It's just one perspective, and that through time, and mainly focusing on around the events that happen within this family home, right?
Well, it's a single perspective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's not my issue. My issue is right with the whole idea of this de-aging thing. Right. It's apparently incredibly time consuming. It's expensive. We need to start saying, stop going, do you know what, it looks good. When what we actually mean is, it looks better than other versions of it has looked, but it still looks fucking weird.
Yeah.
What was wrong? Right. So at the end of this trailer, you see Robin Wright and Tom Hanks as older than they are now.
Yes.
And they're wearing makeup.
Yeah.
So why not just cast people of an age that is around about the age they're going to be the majority of the time when the film is, and then just, use makeup and makeup artists like they did for years quite successfully to make them look older, rather than going, well, do you know what we're going to do is we're going to cast already old actors and spend just hundreds of thousands to millions of pounds to just make them look a bit younger. It's like, it's the incredible, like, I know you can do that, but why? It's just, stop now.
I feel like for a real long time they just used to cast people who look like them that were good, and then use makeup to make them look more like them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just bullshit. It doesn't look right. People's faces don't seem right.
If Zemeckis can make people's faces not quite seem real, I feel like he'll do it.
Especially Tom Hanks's.
Yeah.
Loves doing that for Tom Hanks.
His head looks too small for his body.
Yes. Yeah.
It's really weird. I don't get why that's happened.
Yeah, it's somebody accidentally, when they were rendering, just pressed reduce by 10%, and it all rendered. And he was like, shit, it's gonna cost $865,000 to redo that rendering. Shit, I'm just not gonna say it and see if anyone notices.
It's real bad.
Yeah,
I don't know. With Robert Zemeckis has made one good film in 20 years. Flight.
Yeah.
I mean, Welcome to Marwen I kind of enjoyed, but you can't call it good. It's it's engaging, but I maybe wouldn't say good. And it just this will cost quite a lot of money for what it is, and I just like, why do they keep on giving Robert Zemeckis money and then his films never make anything? The Back to the Future cachet and Forrest Gump cachet should have run out 10 years ago.
I mean, also as well, I tell you the one that I think keeps on fucking racking up the Benjamins for him is Polar Express.
Yeah, sure. Look, I mean,
it's so creepy to look at, but I watch it every year. I do not know why.
It's a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
The whole kind of the camera doesn't move. So it's like, it looks like it starts at basically the fucking dinosaur age or something. And I mean, absolutely batshit, but it's also going to be 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, it's going to be 2.5 hours long.
With a twinkly piano music score from Alan Silvestri.
Yes.
I feel like it's going to feel... Cry. You need to cry now.
Yeah.
Why won't you cry? I don't know.
Apparently, it's under 2 hours.
Okay.
That's surprising.
That's interesting. it's like Scott Galloway, the guy who co-hosts the Pivot podcast and whatnot. I was listening to one of his podcasts, Walking the Dog, this morning, and they were talking about A24 getting a bunch of money in a new funding round, and he was saying that, you know, the quickest way to be a millionaire is be a billionaire and get involved in the movie industry. And it's which is quite a funny line. But I can't help but think, like, if you're bankrolling films like this, it's probably right. And I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's not because I hate his films. Like, I don't think many of his films lately have been particularly good, but it's just his films cost a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, there's very few directors who can get, you know, between 100 and 150 million to make movies where if you explain them, you go, who was this movie for? You know, but he still consistently gets them. And then the one out of like his movies that he's made post Castaway, where you go, if you were to like say what the stories of all the Zemeckis movies was, the one you'd go, that's not a Zemeckis movie, is the one that was good.
I'm just looking now. Like, Welcome to Marwen cost $40 million, which, you know, I mean, is mad considering it's basically a drama about a guy who uses toys to express the feelings that he can't get out there. Cost $40 million, made a worldwide total of 13.1. So $40 million budget, plus your prints and advertising and whatnot. It looks like that thing lost about $50 million. And then, I'm sorry, I'm ranting slightly, but then, and your stars of here are Tom Hanks, who, you know, is not America's dad anymore, he's America's granddad, and Robin Wright, who is a good actress, but has never been a name. But, like, she appears in a lot of Zemeckis stuff. And I don't know. It feels like it's just he wanted to do a technical challenge and try and make people cry. And it feels like just chasing the dragon of Forrest Gump being a technical challenge with the putting him into the old footage and whatnot, making him cry, and then getting critical and commercial smash out of it. It's chasing the dragon. That's all he's been doing for fucking years now. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably going to be shit.
Probably, yeah.
And he should give up. Anyway,
right, the biggie.
Sorry, I don't know why I went off like that. Yeah, biggie.
Oh,
here we go.
I'm guessing
this guy
the biggie,
shouldn't give up.
I'm guessing the biggie is the one that, yeah. Just before we get on to that, Ian, did you watch the trailer for Heretic by any remote chance? I've been trying to get Mark to watch it for the last few days.
Yeah. Yes, I did, yeah. Written and directed by the guys who did the Adam Driver dinosaur movie 65. Brilliant. Well done, guys. What a fucking switch up this is.
I think it looks really good.
Yeah, it does. It looks really fun.
I love the fact that he lures them in with the fact that he's making blueberry pie and then it just cuts to the candle.
Look, if this is going to be someone putting Jehovah's Witnesses through a test to see if they really believe what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, bravo, brilliant.
I get, yeah, I'm excited.
And just Hugh Grant as a horror movie bad guy, great.
I like that he just seems to know a bit more like who he is now. Like where he can fit into the movie landscape without being rom-commy. Like he's just found a real niche, hasn't he?
Oh yeah. I bet he's got points on the back end on this as well. Like it's an A24 film. If I just take a little bit up front, get some profit participation, that'll be how I make my money here. So no, you know, I'm Hugh Grant, I'm an actor, but I'm not as big as I used to be. Pay me fuck all, give me stuff on the back end. I bet that's what he's doing here.
Oh yeah.
Smart. Yeah, it's a good trailer, Mark, you should watch it.
I might give it a go. Yeah, so Eggers is back. His
And
version.
he's here to lose his studio a fuck ton of money.
Yeah. And I bet he doesn't give a shit.
No, he won't care.
Yeah. Nosferatu. It basically is, if you were to say to me, what would a Robert Eggers Nosferatu movie look like? I think I'd have said that.
Yeah. It looks great. It
does.
looks great, but releasing this at Christmas is fucking insane. What are they doing?
I mean, fucking... It's a big old massive... Go on, then.
It is for us, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
What is this coming out against? What are the Christmas movies? I've got to look this up now.
Not sure, actually. I was thinking this earlier. I was thinking it because there was a trailer for Acolyte, the latest Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you, what about how long has it been since the last Star Wars movie? It's like 5 years this year. And it doesn't look like we're getting another one until 2026.
Is that the idea?
So it'll be like 7 years since the last one. But there'll have been like 37 different series on Disney Plus.
So we have got Friday the 13th of December is Kraven the Hunter and Lord of the Rings The War of the Rohirrim, which I believe is animated. You've then got on Friday the 20th Mufasa the Lion King and Baby Girl. I don't know what that is. And then on the 27th of December we've got Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And then on the 1st of January in the UK, Nosferatu.
Oh.
So, I mean, as a New Year's Day film, I can kind of vibe with that a little bit more.
Yeah, I am very up for this as a New Year's Day movie.
I mean, it's out of programming, that's for damn sure.
Yep. Yep. Fucking hell. Yeah, go on then.
But, I mean,
Baby Girl, despite the risk and prejudices, a very successful CEO begins an illicit affair with her much younger intern.
This is the Nicole Kidman one.
Yeah.
It's Nicole Kidman's doing it again.
Yeah.
Who is it? It's her and oh god.
Go on, see if you can get it.
I was listening to a podcast about this yesterday. Neurons connect and fire, please.
You up?
I'm trying to get my grey matter to do its thing.
I'll give you a clue if you like. I'll give you a clue if you like.
Go on, clue.
Dickie Attenborough.
Yeah, Harris Dickinson. Yeah.
I like Harris Dickinson.
Yeah, sure. Don't want to see him fucking Nicole Kidman though.
It does seem a little bit like Nicole Kidman is desperate to prove that she's still hot by casting herself in movies where she fucks much younger men.
And evidently having like script approval based on the one we watched this week. Fucking hell.
Anyway.
Oh my god. That body definitely does Pilates. Oh, gross.
We need to fucking review A Family Affair first just to get it out of your system.
I think we do, yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, okay, cool, alright. So, but yeah, as a New Year film, in the US, I think it's coming out on Christmas Day as Nosferatu.
Nice.
I think that's because see, Christmas Day films like a big thing in America, aren't they?
Yeah, I just...
Come on, everybody! It's Christmas. Let's go watch this weird art house version of Nosferatu.
But I mean, it's like, have they not learned anything from the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo remake?
Yep.
Like, but you can make the marketing as edgy as you want. Nobody with a family is going to watch that film at Christmas.
It's got Bill
I have a
Skarsgård in it.
I
Oh, is that the one from True Blood? No, it's the weird brother.
It's the weird one who can make his eyes do things.
Yeah.
I love that story about him scaring Bill Hader.
I love the fact that it was caught on camera.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, let's fucking do it. A Family Affair was written by Carrie Solomon at gunpoint, according to Becky, by Nicole Kidman, and directed by Richard Lagravitas. Who's it starred? Nicole Kidman, Zephron, Joey King, Kathy Bates, proving that she should be in every fucking thing.
Oh, she was lovely.
And its unexpected romance triggers comedic consequences for a young woman and her mother and her boss grappling with the complications of love, sex, and identity. That is the IMDb synopsis for that movie. That's not really what happens, but we'll get into it. Ian, before Becky explodes, what did you think of A Family Affair?
I thought it was alright. I thought it was fine. Distinctly fine.
Did you watch it on mute?
Oh, fucking hell, dude.
Stop it. You'll have to say it in a second.
There's a part of me that wishes it was, Joey King shagging Zac Efron, to be honest. Like, I think they had quite good chemistry together. They were quite snipey and sparky. It kind of felt like in a different film that it would have gone in that direction, but it almost feels like Nicole Kidman's done some customer research. It's like, what do my viewers want me to do? They want me to bang hot young men. Okay. And that's the journey that she's now on. But I enjoyed how fucking Dom's Efron... Everything before he got with Nicole Kidman, I was enjoying him because he was just being a vain dickhead and coming out with some stupid shit.
It's one of a kind. I only have two of them.
Yeah. A fantastic line and delivered well.
He's very good at that kind of shit, though.
Yeah. But then, like, the film, it does the stuff that, like, at Christmas, and, like, sorry, excuse me, Joey King's, like, getting on with him, and then it has to manufacture, like, it does the thing with the earrings or whatever they are, and it's like, oh, he gives them to everyone he's going to break up with, blah blah blah, and then the film goes on again for another half hour. But then I liked the ending where she produces them getting back together at the end, and the whole kind of like that the mist for the fruit and veg, like replicating rain and stuff. I don't know. I thought that was quite fun. There was enough in it that kept me going through it, but I don't necessarily say I don't think I'm gonna say it's good. It was a Friday night Netflix bit of content, which wasn't as bad as other Friday night bits of Netflix content.
That bit where they're in the supermarket and she's like, oh my god, have we just been produced? I think we've been produced. I wanted to smash myself in the face with a hammer.
You did actually smash up in the face with your own
With
phone,
my phone,
actually.
I did,
Yeah. I do like the fact that they should have stuck with, again, the original title, which was
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
It's a good title.
I mean, yeah.
Right, before Becky explodes, I'm going to say my bit. Just funny watching
I
you
haven't
see.
really got that much to say, apart from it's just shit. The script is shit. The acting, like, oh my god, right, that bit, and I said to you at the time, didn't I, that bit where they're all sat around the table on Christmas and they're all fake fucking laughing and delivering all their lines, and it's like, these people are good actors. Joey King, Nicole Kidman, Kathy motherfucking Bates, and Zac Efron are all perfectly serviceable actors. Why can they not convincingly eat a meal and have a conversation? What the fuck is wrong with that script?
Actually,
it's awful.
One thing I will say, actually, and thank you for reminding me, Bex, I thought that the cinematography and like the production design of this film were just really fucking weird. It felt rushed as well. It felt like every take was the first take, and they just had to keep on going.
Just keep on going.
Like, and it was like there was this one scene where it suddenly goes handheld, and Donna was like, "Why does it look different?" And I was like, "Because it's the first time that they've done anything that has any kind of visual flourish to it." Like, there was a scene where Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron are on a sofa, and it's just shot of her talking, shot of him talking, shot of her talking, shot of him talking. There's no like cutting to a wide or like doing one of them reacting to what the other one was saying. It's just shot, done, shot, done, shot, done. And it was the most just boilerplate, let's just get this fucking over with stuff. And then that, like I say, it went to the cinematography as well. Like, it looked drab. There was a kitchen. Donna was just like, they're trying to do Nancy Myers, but shit.
Yeah, she's spot on right there. They are trying to do Nancy Myers and just not pulling it off.
Yeah, and and Richard LaGravenese, or whatever his name is, he's not incompetent. He's been around the block. He's done a lot of like rom-com type work, and so I can't help but think it is just like they were rushed or they just didn't have the budget. So it just looked, and obviously there's been this complaint loads about like Netflix films looking like Netflix films. I swear to God though, we'll talk about Axel F next week. I'm a third of the way through Axel F. That film looks like a fucking film.
It's weird
because it can be done.
Because this was shot by Don Burgess, so it's not like it was shot by a jobber.
It kind of feels like, let's shoot this piece of shit.
Yeah. Do you want to get another reaction shot from here? No.
Exactly. Sorry. And thank you, Becky, for reminding me. I'm sorry I cut you off. Like, I had to get that out.
No. I cut Mark off first, so it's fine.
You motherfucker.
Sorry.
I really enjoy watching Zac Efron.
Yeah, Zac
Just gonna
Efron.
say
Yeah.
I really enjoy watching that.
And Kathy Bates.
And Kathy Bates should just be
Do you
in
know
everything.
what? Joey King isn't bad in it. She's not great.
Right. I know the character is supposed to be self-absorbed and whiny,
but
whiny, I was looking at going, right, is it just me, but you're playing... If the character was supposed to be 19 and it was her first job, or even 20 in her first job, but she's supposed to be 24, and it just feels a little bit...
The bit where she was like, well, you stop seeing him or I'll move out. And it's like, you fucking should move out. You're 24. Get away.
I was like, you should have moved out.
Good point.
That's just more incentive for her to keep fucking him. Thank God I finally get rid of you.
You didn't need to have the friend and the other friend who was a writer. That could have been one character.
Well, yeah.
Oh, God, just the...
And it was two.
The setting up that the couple are having trouble, and it's all just so the friend can say, look how self-absorbed you are.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, okay, that's just like 10 minutes of this character that you don't need just to tell us something that we already fucking know, because you can tell she's self-absorbed by the way she's interacting with her mum and her mum's partner.
Yeah.
That's enough.
That's it. You didn't have to have the other one who also then managed to shoehorn in that she was queer. Because she literally says about, I'm just trying to tell a queer story from a queer point of view. And it's like, does that have any benefit on the rest of this movie? It doesn't need to be there at all. If something would have come in through that or anything, it's just... But it gets away with the fact that it's a fun enough premise, and Zephron fucking carries it. The moments between him and Nicole Kidman's everything below the freaking her bottom lip that can still actually operate mechanically, because the top lip thing is weird. The fact that it literally is affecting her voice, so she can't talk properly, is just, that should have been the oh shit I've gone too far point. But yeah, it's an odd movie, but I got on with it enough. But it is an odd movie.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
I thought I was going to hate it. And then for the first little bit, I was like, do you know what? This isn't too bad. And I think it's, like you say, up until he comes into contact with Nicole Kidman, it's not that bad.
Yep.
He's quite funny. She's quite funny. Their little weird argumentative dynamic is quite funny. The bit where she climbs over the fucking gate and goes and quits is funny. So I was like, oh, do you know what? Maybe not. Maybe this is okay. And then it just absolutely fucking shits the bed. It is an unmitigated, disastrous waste of time.
So
I fucking hated it.
You definitely shit them.
Definitely 100% shit. Wish I could scrub it from my brain.
Get Joey King as the lead in a rom-com. I would quite like to see that.
Yeah, rather than as the actual, like I say, as the romantic lead,
interest, yeah,
that
yeah.
would work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, our audience poll is 100%
Touching cloth, by the way.
shit.
Good.
I'm not quite
Mark, it's
Geostorm.
shit. It's shit.
I'm not quite shit that I'm touching cloth.
You're a fucking idiot.
No, because it's one of a kind. I only have 2 of them.
There's some funny
That does probably push it over the edge.
Yeah.
That and him singing along to Cher and just like really vibing with the words in it.
Is that a line from a movie? Yeah, but this time I mean it. Also good.
Yeah. That and he makes you write sorry letters if I do something wrong. It's just that's quite funny.
Even if I don't, he just wants them.
Yeah. He makes me do birthday hampers for his dogs, but I have to pay for them, otherwise it's not a surprise. Well, that's the surprise.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It just seems like some of those things felt too real.
I'm so sorry though. The oh my god, that body's got a Pilates membership, and what you think your model mother's
supermodel.
clothing, supermodel mother's clothing's gonna fit me? Come on. She's like, how old is she?
I mean, she's only 16 years older than Zac Efron.
And he's supposed to be 34, so that's 50.
Yeah.
And she looks, because of the bad work,
I mean,
and the
Nicole
bad dye
Kidman's
job.
57.
She looks alright for 57. I just darken your hair, woman. It doesn't suit you that light. I hate it. Right, the eyebrow blindness that's going around in Hollywood at the moment is really upsetting to me, and she is a victim of it, and so is Emma Stone. If you are pale, you cannot have really dark eyebrows. If you do, you cannot have really light hair. It's upsetting.
I'm glad it's you saying all these things and not me and him.
The Emma Stone one, really. She's such a pretty girl. She's such a pretty girl, and she seems determined to make herself look bad, and it makes me so sad.
Emma Stone.
Yeah.
So, a preview for our possible review of Kinds of Kindness next week.
I love the fact that you've stylized it KOK in the group chat, and it's just cock.
I'll put it on later to people to pick up on that. Yeah, so that was a family affair.
Shit.
Becky's movie of the year.
Just a piece of shit.
Right, fuck it, let's do another one. I'm just going to get up the IMDb of this one because I think it could be funny.
Okay.
Let's have a look. The Exorcism, directed by Joshua John Miller, and starring Russell Crowe, Sam Worthington, Adam Goldberg, David Hyde Pierce, and Ryan Simpkins. And it is a troubled actor begins to exhibit a disruptive behaviour while shooting a horror film. His estranged daughter wonders if he's slipping back into his past addictions or if there's something more sinister at play. Yeah, The Exorcism. It's another Russell Crowe Exorcist movie because that's all he seems to make now, which is great. Ian, what did you think?
Sorry, Lottie's just come home. How you doing, Lots? You all right? You okay?
I'm sorry.
Okay, you're okay. Did you have? Sorry, guys. 2 ticks. Did you have a good day? How'd it go?
Good.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it? You'll tell me after the podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. Here, like that.
None.
Oh, don't be
No, you're all right. You're okay. Don't worry. All right. I'll talk to you in a bit. Love you.
love you.
She had a surprise yesterday. They got told yesterday that they were going to do their first going to the secondary school to see what the secondary school's like. She's only in year 5. She doesn't go until year 7, obviously. But
that's like
it's
a couple
like,
years, isn't it?
yeah, but they just do the one day. But they literally told them yesterday that it was happening, some sort of miscommunication. So it's quite a big deal for kids her age, you know what I mean? And it was not a lot of notice. So yeah. And anyway, sorry. The Exorcism. So I saw this a couple of weeks back, so my memory might be a little bit hazy. I liked it, and it seems like no one else did. So I'm kind of intrigued to see what you guys thought of it. Well, I am intrigued to see what you guys thought of it. I thought the kind of like the metatextual elements of it were quite interesting. Miller's the son of Jason Miller, who played Father Karras in the original, and he is Patient X in Exorcist 3, like very known alcoholic. Very much had his own demons as well. So, and that plays into it here. And I liked Russell Crowe in it. I mean, the fact that he's done 2 exorcism-related films is wild, even though apparently this was basically all shot in 2019, and then COVID happened, and they needed to do like a last couple of days of shooting. So, in fact, there's probably a good few year gap between Crowe really doing the work on both of them. I thought it had some decent atmosphere at points. It maybe like kind of pushes the limit a bit for a bit of keeping engaged, and I think the relationship the daughter has with that actress just goes nowhere, and it's just why are we concerning ourselves with this? But yeah, I don't know. I liked it, but I'd much rather he did another Pope's Exorcist than something that's maybe more serious-minded than this.
I'd agree with that. What do you think, Bex?
I thought it was mint. I really liked it. I've gone from being I hate exorcism movies to I hate exorcism movies unless they star Russell Crowe, because this and Pope's Exorcist have just really kind of made me go, do you know what? Yeah, he's really fucking good in this kind of role. I thought it was really good. I like the fact that they were, it was supposed to be, it's a movie within a movie about remaking The Exorcist. Like it's twisty. I like that. I thought David Hyde Pierce was really good as the grumpy priest man. That obviously, like he wasn't like yes, it's just faith kind of vibes. He was also like quite sensible as well. Didn't love Ryan Simpkins.
Is that because she's just not that good an actress?
Yeah, I think so.
What's she been in?
Fear Street.
I used to in Fear Street. Yeah,
Right.
She was also the daughter in The House.
Yeah, okay.
The House.
Yeah, alright, that's where I recognise her from.
Yeah. The Will Ferrell, Jason Mantzoukas comedy.
Oh, right, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it. I liked the opening of it where the guy's just like walking around the house and it's actually the set, and then he just fucking dies. Really enjoyed that. The house stuff, the pulled away shots of the set are really, really well done. I love those bits.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it as well, to be honest. It's not Pope's Exorcist levels of this film fucking slaps.
No, it's not.
But Crowe's like, he's not a passenger in these movies. They're not paychecks to him.
No.
He absolutely... I would be willing to bet that Russell Crowe puts in the same amount of research and the same amount of dedication into this kind of stuff as he does to everything else.
Yeah.
He just seems like that. I would say that the ones that he probably puts the least into are things like when he turns up in like
The Mummy.
The Mummy, or which was he was in one of the Thors, wasn't he? Love and Thunder, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was Zeus, wasn't he?
Yeah, with those. But yeah, he's going for it.
Yeah.
And it's fun that he's going for it, and it is.
But it pays off. Like, if you treat these films with a modicum of respect by getting somebody in it who's going to do the heavy lifting and actually try and put in a decent performance, it pays off. Like, it's a schlocky storyline. It shouldn't be very good. Neither should Pope's Exorcist, but Russell Crowe pulls them up to his level. But Pope's Exorcist is fucking great because of Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
To a large extent.
Yes.
People need to treat horror with more respect than it gets.
Yeah, but I mean, also, it's the other little bits. Like, David Hyde Pierce is very good, and he's good at playing that kind of thing. Adam Goldberg is just wonderful, as effectively you said it in when we were talking about the other day, essentially playing Friedkin. It's just, he's so good at it.
He's such a dickhead as well.
Yeah.
Like that speech that he gives Russell Crowe
Yeah.
about what a
piece of
fucking
shit.
loser he is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
I mean that's something.
and then the line of surely those priests fuck some sense into you.
Oh God, yeah, that's right.
There's some really because it was written by Josh John Miller and his partner, I believe. Who actually wrote The Final Girl as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they get some good fucking hell, go on then lines in it.
Yeah.
What was it? You should have ended up a smear on a napkin in a waste paper bin.
I don't remember that one. Jesus.
It's when he's fucking telling her that he wanted her to get that she should have been aborted.
Yeah.
What was that fucking filthy line that he said as well when he was possessed?
I think your pussy better than she will.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, Russell Crowe delivers these lines fucking wonderfully. That's it. It's a funny. I agree. It's a touch too long, and it's only 95 minutes long. So there is that, but it's got a lot of atmosphere, and it would feel. It does feel a little bit like there's 20 minutes of it cut out. Like Sam Worthington's character seems to be a story there that we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, because they keep referring to it, it's like he's in it 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some real Star Has Fallen shit for Sam Worthington, though, isn't it? Like, he's the fifth lead in a Russell Crowe exorcism horror film. And,
I think with
he
Sam
was in
Worthington-
Avatar, The Way of Water. It's not like they killed him off.
I think with Sam Worthington, I think there's an element of I think for the past 12 years he's had to permanently be on standby in case fucking Cameron goes, we need you now. And the other bit is, I think there's an element of him that he's like, I don't really want to be a movie star.
I reckon he just knows he's not that good and he's happy to. He's made his nut, he doesn't need to.
I think there's an element of that. I reckon he probably just can't be bothered. Yeah.
Fair.
And every time he probably got cast in somewhere, Cameron went, no, you can't do that. We might shoot Avatar 3 at that point. It's like, seriously, I need to have a life. I need to live.
Let me
I need to
live.
live and not just in your shed.
Wow.
Has to ask for a fucking pass. Like a toilet pass. Like, please, Mr. Cameron, can I go and make this movie? No.
No, you may not.
We might do reshoots. Definitely not shit. I think it's great.
Oh yeah,
I won't watch it anywhere near as much as The Pope's Exorcist, but I'll definitely watch it
I will
again.
definitely watch it again. Yeah.
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 Yeah, definitely not shit. Enjoyed it.
Cool. Should we do some what we've been watching before the biggie?
Sure.
Yeah. Ian, what have you been watching?
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a few this week. So, I'll talk about Under Paris now. Mark and Bex didn't get to it, so I'll talk about it. So, Netflix film, new Xavier Gans film, Gens, whatever it is. So basically, a shark kills this lady who runs this nature organization, kills her partner and their friends. She gets away. 10 years later, she's now in Paris, and I mean it's never really confirmed, but it's almost like the sharks come to get her or something, but not really, because it's evolved, and now it's having babies in the catacombs under Paris, and shit goes a bit sideways because a animal rights activist who starts helping the scientist lady basically fucks things up and chaos ensues. So first off, this film's got quite a lot to say about climate change in terms of like, it's a real thing and like it has an effect on this shark, but at the same time is very climate change activists are dickheads who don't think properly and only bad things will happen if you let them dictate things. So yeah, quite the dichotomy there. But it's this weird mix of Jaws-esque, the mayor doesn't want it. What the fuck is going on?
What?
What's that noise?
I think it's the kettle. Bex? There we go. Did that come through?
Mate, it came through. Can everyone who listens to this tweet Mark and tell him it came through? So yeah, it's this. You got like Jaws-esque stuff where it's like there's a triathlon happening in Paris and the mayor doesn't want to cancel it, despite the fact there's a shark about. So you kind of know how that's going to end up. But then at the same time, there's this gnarliness to it with it's not afraid to kill off characters at all. I mean, like by the end, yeah, it ends on this note that is just, I was not expecting that, because it feels like at times it's got this fun, serious kind of combo where it's cheesy, but they're taking things very, very seriously, but it's also a shark in Paris. But then there's this nasty edge to it as well that I was quite taken with. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like a 5-star banger or anything like that, but if they were to do another one, I would watch the fuck out of it. And there was some good, nasty surprises throughout. So, yeah, I quite enjoyed Under Paris. Good time, 7 out of 10.
Nice. We'll get to it. I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so in preparation for Kinds of Kindness, before I ended up not watching Kinds of Kindness, I watched the Favourite. First watched in cinema, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. I've had it on iTunes for ages, and I've just never got around to watching it again. And the Favourite's great. It was Yorgie Boy starting to get a little bit more approachable, but as approachable as he can get, really. And just the dynamic between Coleman and Weiss and Stone is brilliant. There are men in it, like Jack Allwyn's in it, and Joe Alwyn even, and Nicholas Hoult, but they're fucking idiots.
Nicholas Holt's fucking great in it.
Yeah, he's really good. But yeah, I mean, like they're basically ineffectual fops, and it is just this like power play, which it just again ends on this really like very sad note, where it's just everybody's going to be miserable. They're just they've now their places are set and they're all going to be miserable. But yeah, I mean Weiss and Stone, like the fucking back and forth those two have, like they both got nominated for supporting actress, and it's easy to see why. I mean, even though it's kind of interesting though, because I mean Coleman won for lead actress, and I think there's an argument to say she's kind of more supporting than Stone certainly is. But I mean, at the same time, I'm not going to begrudge her. The fact that Glenn, it was a major shock that she beat Glenn Close for The Wife. You watch The Favourite now, years hence, and it's like, how was that a shock?
Yeah.
Like, Glenn Close is alright in The Wife, but Olivia Colman's bloody brilliant in The Favourite.
I still maintain that Glenn Close falls into the Richard E. Grant thing of, I don't think she's very good. I think people have just said she's good and no one's has yet cottoned on and gone, oh, actually, she's a bit shit.
I don't know. It was really weird. That just seemed to be a train that was rolling towards its destination in that Oscar season.
And also, nobody has watched that movie since.
No, quite. There was, I don't know, there was a little bit with that like, oh, okay, she plays the wife who does all the work, but the husband gets the credit, was just a very, oh, that's a story we're going to celebrate at that time kind of thing. But, anyway. So the favourite, it's... I really, really like it. There's some genuinely very funny stuff in it, but it also does pack an emotional punch by the end that I appreciated. And lastly, I watched the first 3 Beverly Hills Cops, all available
nice.
on... yeah, absolutely. All available on 4K on Netflix.
That's actually quite good going, that, actually, for Netflix, because usually when something like this happens, where they have something, they end up having like the first and the third, but not the second, and you have to go and watch that on like BBC iPlayer or something like that.
No, yeah, I mean, they were all over this. Like, my Netflix today, literally, this ad for Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, like, took up the entire screen. It was like a moving ad.
Good.
Like, they're really, really making a massive thing out of it, which, why not? It's your big July 4th release. Even though I will say as well, on Friday, a new film by Studio Ponok, which did Mary and the Witch's Flower, is coming out on Netflix as well. And it's directed by someone who was like an animator on Spirited Away. So it's kind of an interesting... That's a good alternative choice. But anyway, yeah, Netflix had poured a lot of money in, so I'm not surprised they got the rights to the first 3. So the first one... it's great. It's quite lo-fi. Like the title sequence of Beverly Hills Cop is The Heat Is On, with a montage of just how kind of shit Detroit is.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild. And it's, there's not a lot of super memorable action in Beverly Hills Cop. I think there's only 2 action scenes in the whole thing, and like one of them's right at the start.
It's very much more a comedy movie.
Yeah, for sure. But Murphy is doing some just really funny shit. I mean, the scene with Serge, just like, get the fuck out of here! I will not. It's great. It's great. And the banana in the tailpipe's brilliant. It's just there's a bit where he's like saying to Rosewood and Taggart, like, let's go get a drink. I know a place. Like, you guys are really gonna love it. Just cuts, they're at a fucking strip bar. Good. There's some really good comic timing in this. A Midnight Run is a better film than Beverly Hills Cop. But Beverly Hills Cop is still a great deal of fun. And, Steven Berkoff is just such a great dickhead. Like, I do like that all 3 of these films have got really good dickhead villains in them.
Yes.
Like, they're all, like, so fucking punchable. And, I mean, like, to be fair, like, Timothy Carhart, I think his name is, in the 3rd one, the fucking shit-eating grin that he has on him, like, pretty much the entire film, is something. It's great. But yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, really like it. Beverly Hills Cop 2 feels baggier, despite, I think, having a very similar runtime, but is way more cinematic. So, like I say, like, the first one, the title sequence is just, like, shots of Detroit looking a bit shit. Beverly Hills Cop 2, it's Foley getting in a suit, getting his watch on, getting his gun, and then speeding around in a Ferrari. Like, while, it's kind of like an orangey kind of, like, fluorescent glow with Tony Scott's visuals, and it's like, here we go, it's Tony Scott time.
Yeah, it is. It's Tony Scott with double the budget of what Mind Breast had.
no, and man, I mean, he does really well with that, and they maybe slightly tone down the comedy, even though you've still got a very good bit where Eddie Murphy's pretending to try to deliver some like radioactive material, and he's just really sweaty and like just really nervous, and the way the woman's reacting to him's fucking brilliant. But yeah, what was it, radioactive? Anyway, Brigitte Nielsen, great, like statuesque, like holy fucking shit, she's scary. It's very funny. Eddie Murphy just keeps on calling her the big bitch. But then you got Jürgen Prochnow as well as like the kind of like the punchable bad guy, and he's very good as a punchable bad guy. But also like they've got this running gag with Judge Reinhold's character, like he's a gun nut, and they keep on just saying like, Billy, after this we need to have a talk.
If you've got some kind of problem.
It's great, and like they go to his house, and it's like he's got a bunch of guns, but also a shitload of plants, and it's just this, and he's got like a poster of Cobra on the wall. And shit. You know, it's great. It's because it's this kind of like innocent, but also quietly psychopathic kind of quality to Rosewood, and like by the end he's like in this fucking long trench coat, just with glasses, shooting machine guns.
Isn't like a real like throwaway line in the film about Brigitte Nielsen, where like just after you've seen the Cobra poster, where he says something like, "She looks really familiar." There's something about it. There's some reference to it.
I don't remember. That's funny. I wouldn't be surprised. It like I say, it's Tony Scott. It's shot in scope. It's got that fucking cinematography. Like the police station may as well be like a fucking army base with like maps all over the place and people talking into headsets and stuff. That's great. And then you get Beverly Hills Cop 3, which, in the opening sequence, Axel and co are staking out this dodgy chop shop. And it cuts into the dodgy chop shop, and it's these like dodgy mechanics lip syncing to like an old 60s R&B song and like dancing around with mops and shit. And it is just like, what the fuck am I watching?
It's John Landis just kind of winding down a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know. It's interesting. I was reading this interview with Murphy. I don't think it's a recent one, but he was saying that like he got John Landis on this as a favour because Landis basically hadn't made anything successful in fucking ages. And then Landis just had a chip on his shoulder for the entire thing. It sounded like an absolute nightmare. And the thing is, the script itself, you feel like that could maybe work. So like this time, there's dodgy fake money printing happening in like the bowels of this theme park, and like that. Yeah, I mean, and the head of security in the theme park in the opening sequence kills Inspector Todd, who's like Murphy's boss. So there's that kind of like personal edge to it there as well. And it's like it could work, but you've got a sequence where like Axel basically becomes a superhero and like saves some kids on this like malfunctioning Ferris wheel, which it just, how is that in keeping with Beverly Hills Cop? Hector Elizondo's in it because John Ashton, who played Taggart, isn't. So you've just got like them building up a relationship, and it's just why. Judge Reinhold's now in a more senior position. Good on him. Doesn't do nearly as much in the film, and it feels like it's running on fumes basically throughout. And Landis feels like he's got to make things more interesting by doing comedy music and kind of almost like slapsticky sequences, and it does not get the tone right at all. And Axel has got, Axel has got way less comedy to do, so it's almost like Landis is just like, well, let's just amp up the comedy elsewhere, and that's not Beverly Hills Cop. And like I say, I'm a third of the way into Axel F at the moment, and so far, anyway, they've got that balance back. It feels more like a Beverly Hills Cop film than 3 basically ever does, apart from the fact that the villain is super, super punchable. So, yeah, but like, man, I can't imagine how fucking disappointing that must have been when it came out. Honestly, like, you can tell why that just killed that franchise dead. So, yeah, I'm glad Axel left here now. So, there you go, and that's me.
Cool. Bex, what have you been watching?
Hang on a sec, I'm adding that to my list.
Of what?
Things to watch for next week. Okay, so I have watched a few things. Not bajillions. I rewatched Hugo. Because it still blows my little tiny fucking brain that that's a Martin Scorsese movie.
Yep.
I think it's a bit like... It's a bit schmaltzy for a Scorsese.
Supposed to be.
But it's schmaltzy whilst being interesting in other areas. Whereas, like... No, and I don't want to make anyone angry here, but I don't like Spielberg movies because all they've got is the schmaltz. And this has the schmaltz and the weird automaton and a fucking clock tower and all sorts of crazy shit going on. A bit of mystery. Weirdly, Sacha Baron Cohen. That was a weird period, wasn't it? When he was just in loads of stuff.
It was a little bit, yeah.
I'm glad that's ended.
Yeah.
But yeah, and what's her name? I had this problem while I was watching the film as well, actually. What's her fucking name? Chloe Grace Moretz. I you know when you just draw a complete blank on something. Yeah, really, really good, magical, fun, lovely sort of movie.
It's a great movie, Hugo.
Yeah.
It's a great Christmas movie that you watched in June.
It's not a Christmas movie.
It is.
Kind of is.
It's not.
Pretty sure it is.
It's not. It doesn't relate to Christmas whatsoever.
Pretty sure it's set at Christmas.
Maybe set at Christmas. It don't relate to Christmas. I don't specifically remember it being. There's some snow.
Anyway.
I also watched... So I started watching a film that I've got a little bit left to watch of. But... Yeah, I'll speak about it next week. But it inspired me because it was one of those films from a certain period of time that was in bright colours and had a certain type of cast. So I watched But I'm a Cheerleader. Which... One of those kind of like... Not mean-spirited, but like...
Late 90s movies that all seem to star Claire Deval.
No, but she is in it. No, I don't know, but teen movies with a bit of bite, I guess, instead of just being about like romantic shit and just boring normal teen stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, But I'm a Cheerleader. She basically, her family and friends suspect her of being a homosexual and send her to a pray away the gay camp, basically. And then, yeah, some ex-gays. So once you're cured, you're an ex-gay, and these are ex-gays. So they were treated, cured, and then reverted. And they run like what does she refer to it as? Like the homosexual underground railroad or something like that. And they just sort of break people out and take them to a gay bar called it's called something like the Blowjob or something really like...
Cocksucker,
that's it. And yeah, basically she goes in and she's like, obviously, I can't be gay. Oh, well, we all think you're gay, but I'm a cheerleader. So, and then she realises, oh, do you know what, actually I am. So... The camp actually makes her come to terms with her own homosexuality and embrace it, and then yeah, it's very, very beautiful, kind of like being who you are, being true to yourself kind of thing, but it's also really, just really fucking funny. and RuPaul as one of the camp counselors is just funny. So yeah, there was that. Do you know what? I've watched that a few times. I would strongly and heartily fucking recommend, but I'm a cheerleader to anybody that isn't a fucking homophobe, but then I won't be having a conversation with a homophobe anyway, so it's really fucking sweet.
Good.
And I love it. The film that I really love that no one else really seems to is Inkheart. I think I'm probably the person in the world that's seen that movie more than anyone else.
Probably, yeah.
It's really good. It's
fine.
one of those kind of like weird magical shit movies that like I feel like doesn't really get made in the same way anymore, and it feels like TV magic-y shit and film magic-y shit that I used to watch when I was a kid, and I think that's what makes me really... It's got like a real kind of place in my heart because of that. It's just... And obviously it's got Brendan Fraser in it, which is always nice. Jill Valentine off of the Resident Evil movies is in it. Yeah, it's just really good. Like, Brendan Fraser can read people out of and into books. Shenanigans ensue. You don't really need to know more than that. Paul Bettany has fucking mint hair in it.
Fair.
Takes his shirt off at one point and juggles fire.
Of course.
As is his one.
As is his want. And it's 2008 Paul Bettany, so he's pretty fucking hot under his shirt, so it's...
It was quite ripped at that
It's
time,
alright, yeah. So, Inkheart. I'm not going to apologise for liking Inkheart. You laughed at me when I said I wanted to watch it the other day, and you were like, Inkheart? Really? Why?
Again. The amount of times that you give me shit about stuff that I watch, I don't think you can give me shit about
But the
Inkheart.
difference is, Mark, Inkheart is good.
Anyway.
And then the last one I watched on my own was The Final Girls.
Yes.
Again, weird conversation last night. Final Girls. Yeah, Final Girls. Final Girl. No, Final Girls. The Final Girls? A Final Girl. What? Shut up, Mark. I'm finding myself.
What's happening?
Mark couldn't work out. There was 2 films released quite close to each other. One, there was Final Girl, which had Abigail Breslin in it. About a group of guys that try and get inappropriate with a girl and she takes her revenge. And then there was The Final Girls, which was about... fucking bonkers is The Final Girls. So I'm assuming everyone's seen it. I won't go into it too much, but Tysa Farmiga gets trapped in a movie that her mother had starred in when she was younger. There was a slasher movie, and they have to try and survive the slasher.
Yeah. It's good.
It's so clever though. I think it just is. It's like the way it kind of deals with the inconsistencies that would arise in that scenario. It does it really well, and then they all wake up at the spoiler alert for like pretty old film. What year? 2015. Yeah, guys, it's 8 years old. When they all wake up at the end and they're like, "Oh my god, we made it out! We're back home. We're in the hospital." And then the fucking title card for Camp Bloodbath 2 comes up. It's just great. Really, really makes me happy.
And we're probably the first podcast ever to
Review both of the Joshua John Miller and Emma Fortin's films.
Yeah.
The same podcast.
Nice.
It's weird that you watched them both in the same week.
Yeah.
We only watched one together this week, didn't we?
Hang on a second, did we?
Yeah. Well, we watched Funny Affair, Exorcism, and The Quiet Place.
It was a fucking banger that would
But
make
then
your
we watched-
heart sing.
We watched a banger, didn't we?
We did.
We watched an absolute fucking banger.
Why is he wearing a heron as a suit, Mark?
I'm still upset that he
Ooh.
didn't fucking eat that boy. I was convinced
Yeah,
he was going to
Ooh.
eat that fucking boy. Yeah, we watched The Boy and the Heron
Which, dubbed or subbed?
dubbed because
What do you think of Robert Pattinson?
I fucking love the fact that he's doing about 16 different voices at the same time, and it just feels unhinged, but it works with that character so well.
It doesn't sound like Pattinson at any
It doesn't
point.
at any point.
It's great.
And I think that's wonderful, is at no point does that... Not at any point... There was one bit where one of the voices sounds vaguely like him. But only because you're really listening to it. It's just so good.
Why is he wearing a heron as a suit?
He's not.
Who cares?
Just...
Let him.
It's... I mean... It's fucking bonkers. Some Ghibli and Miyazaki is a little bit off kilter, I'll say. This is outright bonkers at points.
It is bonkers, yeah. I can see why it's not broken through in the same way that like your Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle and stuff like that did, because it isn't easy to follow.
No.
And I think a lot of people as well, because obviously it's not set now. It's set back in the day.
Yeah, during the Second World War.
So, and also it's set in Japan, and I think culturally there's a lot of differences. So, a man replacing his dead wife with her sister so that his kid would have a parent wouldn't necessarily be unheard of. Whereas we look at it and go, what the fucking fuck is he fucking doing? He didn't waste any fucking time, did he?
He did not.
He did not waste any
He did
time.
not.
And with their sister, no less.
A younger sister.
Younger
Fucking
sister.
checked it out. He fucking was like, how do I make good of this tragedy?
Right. I need to ask a
Oven here's
question.
a fucking bun.
Yeah, he did. He did baby trap her, didn't he? Real quick.
Yeah.
I need to ask a question.
What? How?
Christian Bale.
Yeah?
What does he even fucking sound like in real life anymore? I don't think he knows.
now.
Spot boy.
His voice in this is fucking
Strange.
weird. Just fucking strange and weird and unnecessary. He could have just sounded like Christian Bale. You're just the dad. It's not the dad, the mum. Like, parent grown-up characters in Miyazaki movies are not really generally particularly pivotal. They are set dressing.
Yeah.
You could have just done your normal voice.
But the wild thing is, Christian Bale is the voice of this because he is friends with Hayao Miyazaki.
Well, he voiced
His
someone
voice
else,
is
didn't
Howard
he? Yeah.
Castle,
But yeah, he could have just talked. He didn't have to do a voice.
Yeah, no, he did.
No,
It's
he
Christian
didn't.
Bale. Because Pattinson's doing all of the voices.
Bless him. Loved it. Fucking loved it. Can't wait to watch it again, to be honest. It's staggering how beautiful it is at points, and Yeah.
this isn't necessarily a criticism of the studio that's mentioned. It's more a criticism of the whole Digimation thing that was just now the norm, in the sense of, and there's some good films out of it, and there's some fun films out of it, but
Generally not pretty, though.
But what I would say you have, majority of the time, with, and it's not even just Ghibli movies, but with especially Asian hand-drawn animation films, is almost any shot, you could just take a freeze frame of it, and you could convincingly call it a work of art at any point. Whereas you can't with Digimation. It never looks as pretty.
No.
It always... It has to look almost universal. Sometimes, people have managed to work it work, but almost universally, it has to look really bright. It has to look... It looks shiny. Whereas this doesn't. It has a depth to it, and it has, grass looks like grass. It doesn't look like something made to look like grass. It's a weirdness to it, and it's staggeringly beautiful to look at.
I have two minor complaints.
Well,
A Miyazaki movie with a boy protagonist weirded me out to start off with.
it is strange, but there have been a lot of female protagonists in these other movies, so maybe it was about time.
Two.
But
She puts far too much butter on that bread.
she puts so much butter, and she goes back for more.
She does. She does.
But then that kid doesn't need to literally smash it into his face to eat it either.
So sticky.
Yeah. Yeah, just the fucking... But the heron's great. I wanted more of the heron. If you wanted to just make a movie called The Grey Heron, and it's just fucking 2 hours of that heron just being a dick.
Doesn't it take him like 10 years to make each film or something?
Yeah, it does. What a film. Would probably been in my top 10 of last year.
Definitely would have been.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because it's bonkers at points. And at points, I think, right, I'm going to find this, because I actually found the absolute perfect review of this movie. So if you'll indulge me for just a second while I find the perfect review of this movie. Just give me 2 seconds and I will find it. There we go. This is the perfect review of this movie. At times at times kind of incomprehensible, but the vibes cannot be understated. Robert Pattinson does insane work in the English language dub, and Joe Hishiyashi's score is god tier.
Joe?
Yep, that is the perfect review of that movie. Do you know where I got that from?
I just saw where you got it from.
Ian Loring's letterbox.
Oh, is that what I said? Good.
Yeah. And when I read that, I was like, that's it.
Ah, nice.
Right.
What was the deal with the parakeets, though, guys? They were weird.
The fucking parakeets were fucking mental.
When the heron dresses up as a parakeet and just puts a mask over his face and then googly eyes. That's mint.
Just a googly eye on top of his head.
Bouncing around.
And it works.
It does work.
Alright, I watched some films.
Go for it.
So I rewatched the 2014 Dwayne The Rock Johnson Hercules movie.
Great. I think I've seen that twice in my life as well.
I
Don't know how that
have.
happened.
We did it for the show, didn't we?
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah. It's not very good. It's not aged well. Every single shot that has Dwayne The Rock Johnson in it, which is almost all of them, it feels like just before Brett Ratner went action. Dwayne The Rock Johnson went, my arms are in this shot, right? But my arms are in this shot, right? And if his arms weren't in the shot, he just didn't give a shit. I would say here that Rebecca Ferguson aside, and she's barely in it, this is a bad film. What else did I watch? Hot Pursuit, the Steve Lindsberg film starring John Cusack, where John Cusack plays a high school student at a prep school, and he's kind of there based on the fact that he's like almost on a scholarship there.
Yeah.
So he has to maintain a level of grades to basically be able to stay there.
Right.
And he doesn't get the grade he needs on the last big test before summer.
Oh no, not the last big test.
Because his girlfriend, who goes to a neighbouring all-girl prep school, like breaks in to see him on the night when he's trying to study. And he's just kind of saying to her, I really like the gesture, I really like the fact you come see me, but I need to study for this test.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get the mark he needs, so he has to stay over summer to get the credits so he can stay at what is it? But he was supposed to be going on this big, long, like, summer vacation with his girlfriend. The guy who gives the test is chemistry teacher who gives the test. Basically, after failing him, goes to see him and he gives like this story about like, you know, I had to get this what his mark on this. Feels sorry for him and goes, look, you're the best student I've got. I don't know what went wrong here, and gives him like a pass, basically. And then the rest of the film is him trying to catch up with his girlfriend, who is going on this big long summer trip with her parents, and it's just him trying to catch up with them. And it's, you know, it's really quite fun at points. It's John Cusack doing like very early John Cusack things of just kind of like Cusacking around.
Cusacking it up?
Yeah. Ben Stiller is in it for a bit and plays just a fucking creep in it. It gets to the point now where when Ben Stiller is this good at playing creeps, it's almost like, are you actually a creep? And you just pretend to not be a creep. It's really weird. In it, Keith David plays a guy who might be a drug dealer, but we don't know,
Okay.
and it's really fun. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed. I watched this. It was a VHS rental from years ago that I rewatched,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it. I watched Return to Paradise, which is the American remake of the French film Force Majeure. Stars Vince Vaughn, Anne Heche, and Joaquin Phoenix, and Jada Pinkett Smith as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the story of this film is that Vince Vaughn, Joaquin Phoenix, and I believe David Conrad, I think it is, play three friends who are on like their gap year, effectively in Malaysia, and they're just having a laugh there. They don't actually, they know each other just from this holiday. They met while they were on this holiday.
Right.
They didn't go to school together or anything like that, and they've only known each other for like 5 weeks that they've been out in Malaysia, and then it fast forwards like 3 years, and the last time we sort of see them together, Vince Vaughn's character and David Conrad's character are both sort of going to other places, and Joaquin Phoenix is staying in Malaysia. And it fast forwards like 3 years' time, and it turns out that Joaquin Phoenix was arrested the same night that they left, and had enough drugs on that they basically doing him for trafficking, and that he will get the death penalty. But the Malaysian authorities have said that if Vince Vaughn's character and David Conrad's character, if they go back and each do 2 years each, they will split the sentence and say that it's not trafficking, it's for personal use.
Right.
That they're drugged for personal use.
Okay.
Which I checked up and apparently is a thing.
Wow.
That happened a couple of times. And so Anne Heche plays his essentially solicitor who's trying to get this deal through.
Right.
And the whole film is about her trying to convince them that it's the right thing to do, but also them kind of racked with the idea of, look, if we go back here, we're going to be going to jail for 3 years in Malaysia. And so it's that going all the way through it. It's an odd film in the fact that it's well made, it's well acted, it's good, but it's just fucking bleak.
Right.
It's just really fucking bleak throughout it. And then I'm going to spoil it because it's a film that is literally 26 years old.
Fair.
So if you haven't got to it yet, kind of feels like you should have, but you don't really need to. Yeah, he still gets killed. They go back.
Yeah.
But he still ends up getting killed because of Jada Pinkett Smith, who plays a reporter who gets hold of the story and decides to break the story the same day as they're supposed to be brokering this deal, and so the Malaysian authorities say, no fucking chance. And what's it? So Vince Vaughn still ends up having to go to prison, but they still kill Joaquin Phoenix.
What a cunt, eh?
Yeah. But Vince Vaughn does get to bang Anne Heche, so it's not all that bad for him. What?
I don't think you're allowed to speak about banging the dead.
She wasn't dead at the time. She was alive during this.
Still feels mildly disrespectful.
Why?
It just does.
I don't think it is. I don't think Anne Heche's spirit would mind.
I know, to be fair.
I also rewatched No Hard Feelings.
Good.
Which have you watched this since first watching it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I thought it got better on rewatch, and I liked it on first watch. But I really enjoyed it I enjoyed it more on rewatch. It feels like this kind of film should feel. It's got an awful lot of heart. It's funny when it needs to be funny. It's just about silly enough. Jennifer Lawrence is good at this kind of stuff, but the kid is also fun in it. and gets to do some good comedy bits, but also gets to be a kid as well. He feels like he's the age he is.
Yeah.
In that. I really enjoyed my rewatch of it. My only complaint I have is that for some reason Matthew Broderick, as he gets older, is almost becoming like he looks like something from a like early colorized Disney film that he's trying. He looks like if a Disney film made a kiddie catcher now, he would look like Matthew Broderick. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's odd. His character in this is just mildly. He scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. But yeah, I very much enjoyed my rewatch of that. It's fun. It's an awful lot of fun. And then my last one, actually, before we review our last review, is Ian was right and Mark was wrong.
Ooh.
I said I was going to watch it a few weeks ago, but I rewatched Inside Llewyn Davis.
Oh, baby.
A Jonathan Cohen movie that I didn't get on with. I couldn't work out why I didn't get on with it.
I would have watched this with you because I've never seen this.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I thought you had.
No.
I thought you had. Sorry. I couldn't work out why I didn't get along with it because everything suggested that I should like this, but I didn't on first watch. Like, it left me. It's not that I didn't. I disliked it. I just thought, fine. I don't get what the fuck anyone's raving about. It's fine. And I was a little bit minged-faced about it. I was completely wrong. It's for fucking banger. Like it's Oscar Isaac is great in it as just a guy who's kind of a dick, but you can see why people enjoy hanging out with him. But he is
Charismatic.
Yeah, he's charismatic and he's a dick, but he seems to know he's a dick and doesn't like the fact that he's a dick, but can't help himself from being a dick.
Yeah, sure.
But you also get the feeling like the film gives you across that he wasn't as much of a dick before his band partner died, but he was kind of a dick because there's like lines that say, you know, he softened.
You're a dick.
Yeah. But then you've also got John Goodman just playing an absolute piece of shit heroin addict jazz player, just hitting him with a stick. It's fucking great. It just those little bits that work in Coen Brothers movies. These characters who just crop up, are there for 10 minutes, then disappear.
Yeah.
That crop up there. It's fucking great. Oscar Isaac's, the fact that he does his own singing helps. The fact that he's really good helps. Yeah, a little bit gutted. I slept on this because it is fucking. It's really, really good, and it will be one that I will watch over and over again now. Yeah, there's just such great little bits that gradually make him realise that he isn't the hot shit that he thinks he is. Like when he goes to stay at Adam Driver's place, and he's just got the box of records that he's been given by the secretary of his manager. And he goes to shove them under that table, and there's the box of records under that table that are from what's his name's character? Just said his name and I've forgotten it already. Adam Driver. They're from his character.
Oh.
In the same
yeah,
place.
I can tell you. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really, really good film. I know everybody who is listening to this right now is nodding along going, yeah, we know, dickhead. We knew 10 years ago when it came out. Stop telling us shit that we already know. Yeah, fucking you knob. Yes, right, let's go. We've got another feature review to go. Fucking, let's keep this fucking train fucking rolling. A Quiet Place -1. Quiet Place. No, that's got a queue in it. Just getting up the IMDb because I always think these are funny. But for some reason my phone doesn't like the letter Q. So, directed by and written by Michael Saranowski and stars Lupita Nyong'o, Joseph Quinn. Is he the guy from Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Right. Is he the guy who played the guitar in Stranger Things? Right, fair enough. Halfway through, like, him being in it, me going, fuck, is that Alex Wolff?
Yeah, that took me a second as well.
Yeah. And yeah, let's go. So, a woman named Sam finds herself trapped in New York City during the early stages of invasion by alien creatures with ultra-sensitive hearing. That is what the IMDb
Wow.
is for it. Ian, A Quiet Place Day One. It's just sad, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, it is. That's the funny thing about this. Like, it right from the start when you got that title card about like the average noise level in New York City is like 96 decibels. That's the sound of a constant scream or whatever. And it's like, okay, good, yeah, fine, effective. And then it cuts to, oh, this woman's dying anyway. Yeah. You know, and I which is such an interesting perspective to take. Just she is going to be dead by the end of the film. Basically, it's just like what's going to take her out first, and then right at the end, it's like, oh, a monster is okay. It was a bit. I kind of would have preferred if you just didn't see that at the end. But yeah, hey ho. I found it quite effective. Actually, like you say, really sad. I thought Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn were really, really good together. You know, just like two people just trying to get each other through a really fucking bad situation and nothing more than that. I thought it looked great. It was tense, but you know, it's really a character film. It's quite a small story, but with like the apocalypse as a backdrop, which I quite appreciated.
The monsters are not the stars of the story here. They're background.
Yeah. As to be fair, they are in the first two as well. But I found the first two feel very, you're going to feel emotions, I'm going to make you feel emotions, as Krasinski seems to do in his films generally. This isn't, I don't think this film, it feels quite as mechanical in that. And I thought it was more effective than either of the first two. I mean, I really liked it. We'll get into it, but yeah, what do you guys think?
What do you think, Bex?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting perspective to take, to be honest, having the main protagonist be somebody who is dying. The motivations for most people in most horror movies are to survive it. Yeah. She knows she's not going to survive. Her motivations are completely different. She wants to find someone to look after her fucking cat, and she wants to get back to this place and die in her own her own way,
where she feels comfortable.
And so it completely kind of like everyone else is trying to escape, and she's like, I'm just going for fucking pizza. And I think it makes it quite refreshing from that point of view, in that she's not just, oh my god. So like 99.9% of horror movies are, let's just get out, or oh, I need to make my way back to my family. She's just like, I just want to eat some fucking pizza, and I can relate to that, to be fair. Pizza's great. And she wants to look after her cat. I can also relate to that. She's a bad cat owner, though. She's an irresponsible cat owner throughout this movie, and that made me quite angry.
Yeah.
I think I said to you when we came out, didn't I? I think her spikiness, in the same way that if you have sour flavours and you add sweet flavours, they balance each other out. She's too sour to start off with, and until Joseph Quinn, who must be protected from everything at all costs, comes into the movie, once that happens, it balances really nicely, and they've got a really nice dynamic. And yeah, oh my god, the bit where he goes to, because obviously you don't watch Stranger Things. Ian, do you watch Stranger Things?
No, sorry, dude.
Okay, so he dies heroically saving people.
Yeah.
And I was
shredding, don't I?
Shredding on top of a fucking mobile home, yeah. when he went off to get her the medicine and the fucking cat went up on the thing and then they were in like a nest
Yeah.
or whatever, I was like, if he fucking dies heroically in this again, I'm not having it. I will not have Joseph Quinn turn into the next like Sean Bean who just dies in everything. Absolutely fucking not. And he didn't, and it was fine. But he's so wholesome and earnest, but it's believable. I think that's a real quality with actors, to be able to do that without seeming
I think
fake.
this is the first thing I think I have. I'm trying to double check. His face does look familiar. It might just be that, but I think it is like the first thing I've probably seen him in.
Yeah, I think it will.
And what I will say is, yeah, he has an inherent sort of sweetness and kind of nitty to it, but it's a weirdly charismatic, like niceness to him.
Yeah.
The genuinely the scene with where he decides to do the magic trick for her.
Oh god, that made me cry in the
Is
cinema.
fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
To throw that in the middle of this movie and to do it like they do it could have felt really just like out of place, but it's like, do you know what, it is out of place, but he's just trying to do something fun and nice.
Yeah, and he finds her a pizza. He writes the name on the box. He's just lovely. But yeah, they balance each other really well. I think the tension is kept up really well in the movie for a movie where I don't think there's that many monster entanglements, is there?
Not really.
But like the bit where they're told to go to the harbour or whatever, and everyone's walking.
Yeah, but that bothered me.
The bit where they're walking and the volume gradually just increases and increases because you put people en masse in a place, the volume increases whether they're being quiet or not, and it's like, and you're watching it like, no, shh, be quiet, stay still, like in your head, like it's kind of.
But my thing there was a little bit like, that bit bothered me for two reasons. One, everybody must have known, God, it's getting a bit loud, this is all walking, isn't there? And two, she didn't need to walk through the middle of them. She could have just gone a different way.
But that's what I mean, pre-meeting up with her little counterpart, she was just contrary to the point of annoyingness.
What you were saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's a few, and it's why I called on it slightly upon reflection. There is just quite a lot of, well, that doesn't make sense. Like you're making some noise there that earlier on in the film would have attracted a monster, but now you're not. What's that about? And there's just logic gaps in it, which I do think takes away. But it's short enough that you just get driven by the story of the two characters.
Yeah,
and you know, and then it ends and on probably the most fit, like, the only way it really could end, you know. But it's a film that's about the journey, not the destination, and I think it's a smart choice to basically go, yeah, she's going to be dead come the end of the film really early on, so that you almost like take that out of your mind and just focus on, all right, what is actually happening in the moment.
Yeah, I think I like you two. I really enjoyed it. I was very worried about this. I thought it seemed like a bit of a cash in.
Yeah. The marketing's not been great.
No, the only time I actually became interested was on the last trailer for it, where it expanded more, and I was like, oh, all right, so there's actually more to this. But yeah, establishing quickly that, like you say, that this character isn't surviving this, but it's not because the reason you think. It's kind of cool sort of way to look at something. But it's just, I think the way that it works is, like you said, Bex, it's good. Then when Joseph Quinn comes into it, it goes, and not just because of him, but because of the character, the way that blends.
Yeah.
Like you say, it softens her.
Yeah.
It gives her something to have a little bit, like, she's very much like, go away at first. And then she sort of realises, I think it's the fact that he goes off to go and get the medication, like, what meds do you need? And he goes off, and she's like, that's the moment where it's like, hang on a minute, this guy didn't need to fucking do this. What's going on? It almost shocks her into giving a shit.
Yeah.
For that, and it's because like the reason why the reason why he's following her is originally he isn't even really following her. He's following the cat.
Yeah.
Because he saw the cat.
The cat smiles at him.
And the cat smiles at him, and it connected, and he's just scared. That was quite good. I thought what he played there really well was that he's just fucking scared.
Yeah. And overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And,
And the fact is, she doesn't need to be scared because he's scared because he doesn't want to die. He literally says it in the film, I don't want to die here. And she's like, I don't have that. So she can calm him down.
Yeah.
And I thought it's a really clever way to look at it. But it is quite a small little, it's not like it's going to be, it doesn't feel like, oh, this is fucking, they don't walk past fucking Krasinski or anything, and it's set in a completely different place. But like, you don't have that. I mean, you have the Digimon Hansu. Oh, still can never pronounce that name.
Jimon Hansu.
Hansu. You have that element because he's in the other ones, isn't he?
Is it?
Yeah, and he's in the second one, and that
Yeah.
bothered me slightly.
Yeah, that felt a little bit like.
I think I blanked the second
Did you
one
need
from
to
my
have
memory.
that? You know, because he doesn't do anything in it at all.
No,
He is just like the character to connect the two.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
It almost feels like he's there, not for this movie, for A Quiet Place Day 57. It feels a little bit like that, which almost like you don't need that. This worked well here. It's set within the same universe, but it's a very of its own movie, and I would go as far as say I think it's better than the other two.
Yeah.
And I
would
didn't
agree with
dislike any of the other two, but this is better.
Yeah, it is.
But it's a different vibe of a movie.
I really disliked part 2. Really disliked part 2.
I think part 2 is good when Cillian Murphy is on screen.
Emily Blunt's bad in it, and the kids are annoying, and
The kids are annoying,
they are
yeah.
the main stuff in it.
Yeah,
So,
well, you've not got kids here, you've got a cat,
which I like.
which
Cats.
is infinitely better than children, yes.
Yeah, cat on a leash. What a life, eh?
The one bit I would say there is no fucking cat parent gets off that bus without first
Without that
grabbing
cat,
the cat.
absolutely not. No.
Lupita
There's so many
Nyong'o-
bits in it where she was like there and she was on her own. I was like, "Where's your cat,
Yeah, where's your cat, mate?
Luke? What you doing,
Yeah.
babe? Like, you're in a new property."
She's never owned a cat.
She's never owned a cat. No, she's actually got, right, IMDb trivia, she had a cat phobia and had to go through cat therapy to be able to play the role. Lupita Nyong'o was afraid of cats, so she had to undergo cat therapy to play Samira. She explained, "I was terrified of cats. I couldn't be in a room with a cat. I was suspicious of them. I was pretty sure they were out to get me." I mean, to be fair,
They are.
They are. But I wanted to play Sam so badly, and she has this cat, so I had to face my fear. They hired someone to bring some cats to me in Los Angeles, and over a number of days, I observed the cats and asked lots of questions, and when I felt brave enough, I touched one, and then it was 2. And before you know it, I was petting one until I could hold the cat without
quite
freaking out.
sweet.
Lupita Nyong'o just wandering around just fucking touching cats. Wait a minute. They had to fly cats over to Los Angeles. What? Because there's no cats in Los Angeles.
Not therapy cats, evidently. So yes, so no, she has never owned a cat because she's terrified of them. But I just think that's quite cute. And the thing is, like, the cat's not really pivotal to the story. Like, they could have just gone, "Oh, do you know what? We really want Lupita to play the role, so we're just going to
No,
have
the
to write
cat's
out the
pivotal.
cat." But like, they've really really stuck
Just
to it.
very much like that at no point the cat meows and everything goes fucking batshit or anything like that. Because I did feel like that's going to happen.
I would have enjoyed it though. I said to you earlier, didn't I? If it had just made like full eye contact with the camera and then just like pushed something off a shelf.
And then scurried away.
Yeah. Because cats would definitely do that. But the bit where he's sat up on the thing and like Joseph Quinn goes and rescues him off like the girder thing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
But again, that's it. Jonathan Quinn has probably owned a cat.
yeah, he knows.
But he's like, I can't just go back with the medication. I need the cat as well.
He's just so wholesome.
A genuinely fucking great movie. I was surprised at how good this movie was.
Yeah. Do you know what? Even though the marketing's not been great, I've been kind of hyped for this since the first trailer came out. So I'm not surprised. I liked it, but I am surprised it was as good as it was.
Yes. Definitely not shit.
Yeah, definitely not shit.
Definitely not shit, for sure.
Thought we'd bored you then to sleep with cats.
No, sorry. No. I've heard that about Lupita Nyong'o. That's really sweet and fair play to her.
Yeah.
But,
Well, the thing is, as well, she's got something else out of the movie now. Now she can be in a room with cats.
Yeah. Our audience poll on that, 67% definitely not shit, 17% shit, and 16% Geostorm.
Nice.
I love that A Family Affair got 100% shit. That makes me really happy.
Well, fuck you. Right, questions. We do have some, I'm sure I saw them earlier. Rick Kidd, looking forward to vote out the Tory days, touch wood, tomorrow. But what films are you most looking forward to in the second half of the year?
Nosferatu. Well,
yeah.
it's New Year's Day, I suppose, isn't it, technically? But blah, blah, blah. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm worried about how disappointing it's going to be. Moana 2, because Moana fucking rules.
That's this year, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, November. Yeah.
Wild. That
Gladiator 2 as well. Even though, looking at the pictures a bit, Paul Mescal, a face that's seen Wi-Fi. But Denzel Washington.
But Fred got a shot, didn't he? Oh boy, Fred.
Oh, I haven't seen a shot of Fred yet.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
What's this
good.
for? Sorry.
Gladiator 2.
I'll say Alien Romulus as well because
Yeah.
I think the marketing's working. But we'll see. I'm a little bit wary of the Fede Alvarez of it all, but
Looks good
we'll
though,
see.
doesn't
That.
it? It looks
It does.
good.
Looks good
It
at the
does.
cinema as well.
Yeah,
Sounds
it
good.
does.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Like I said when the trailer dropped, the first thing I thought when I saw that was like, what? So Alien now is just a fucking generic horror fucking sequel. Wait a minute, that sounds fucking great. And I'm kind of up for just a real fucking gnarly. Everybody's gonna have a bad time. Film.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to think of what else is coming up. Joke, I'm looking forward to. What else have we got on the
Craven the Hunter. In all seriousness, I am quite looking forward to Craven the Hunter because I think it's going to be fucking awful.
Wow.
Beetlejuice.
Sure. Yep.
Yep, looking forward to that.
Opening Venice.
Is it?
Yep.
Fucking hell. I mean Maxine, but that feels like that's literally next week, so that felt like a bit of a cheat.
Yeah. It
Twisters.
looks good, does Maxine?
I'm really looking forward to Twisters.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, for sure.
Right, we do have another question. Dylan Black Lanterns, following mentions of Sons of Anarchy last episode, I find season 3 IRA baby plot cringeworthy as hell. Those accents, that is a fair comment.
Yeah.
What other on-screen accents do you find hard to sit through? Leaving this here as a laughable example. It's the local stigmatic for the Al Pacino. That is fair. That one. Bad accents in films. I mean, I think we need to avoid fucking Keanu Reeves in Dracula and ones like that.
I fucking like Keanu Reeves in Dracula.
The Trade Federation in episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Do you know what I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Right, hang on, I've got to get it up on YouTube. Hang on. Oh, fuck's sake. Come on. Trade Federation episode. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh my god. Sorry. Federation episode 1. Yes, that's what I want. Right. massive. Right, I got a sponsored ad playing. And, okay, and then another ad playing. Right, and here we go.
Ambassadors for the Supreme Chancellor wish to board immediately.
Yes, of course. As you know, our blockade is perfectly legal. And
I mean, essentially, it's just a very racist caricature.
Yeah, that does sound very, yeah. Yeah. A good one is Heather Graham in From Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's, you know, and I'm all for Heather Graham in things, but yeah, it's a choice her having that voice. There's one that really I can't remember what it is, but
I mean, recent movie-wise, Tom Hanks in Elvis was not great.
Oh, that's a good shout.
it's a good show that actually. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's the one. That's the one I couldn't remember. Don Cheadle in Ocean's 11.
Also good.
That's really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah.
Nice.
That's the one. That was all I got. What are we covering next week, Ian?
Okay, so next week we have got Maxine that we just mentioned there. We've got Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. I don't know if we're going to do anything else collectively. I want to try and get to Kinds of Kindness, but I'm really unsure as to whether it's going to happen. But I think as a collective, I think Maxine and Axel F is a show in itself.
Yeah.
I think we're going to try and get to Cock and Horizon, aren't we?
I think we might short it to both, because I don't see Horizon still been screening beyond this week.
Right, well, then you might just have to pull an all-nighter.
What?
You might just have to go, watch it and then, go straight to bed in the car on the way home. Or something.
It's going to be on VOD in the next couple of weeks.
I won't see it in the cinema, though.
It just... I'm hearing a lot of it's not very cinematic, which sounds fucking horrible considering what it is. But, yeah, understood. Good luck to you.
I know.
But yeah, right, that was our show. Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Thank you very much, Marky Moo.
And thank you very much, Ian.
Lego.
And thank you very much, listeners. We shall speak to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye!
Bye-bye.